all, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for joining us.
How are you feeling, honestly, after yesterday? Because it was
a little bit tired, I gotta say. That's why when you first talked, I was in this daze. I was like, oh, hi. Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit tired. It was a long day. We did 3 shows. First, we'd be up at like 9 o'clock to have our first sound check at 10:30. And then we did a full live show, and then a full acoustic show, and then another full-on, live show, Electric Ballroom at the end of the day. It was definitely a record for us. We'd never done any shows in one day, and it was a little difficult, but nonetheless a lot of fun.
So who was up today? By the way, this is our 3rd show today.
Did you get to the end of it and were you so knackered that you just wanted to go to bed? Or
I went to bed.
If we were naked at the end of it?
Knackered.
You know what? I actually wasn't tired at all until all the shows were finished. I was fine. I think that there's this thing when you get on stage and you get the energy from the crowd. I forget about how tired I am. Even if if you're sick, if you go on stage and you have the flu or something, usually when you get on stage it just kind of disappears. And then after the show, like an hour later, you're like, oh my god, I want to die. So that's what happened to me.
But your shows at the best of times are very energetic.
Yes,
and I saw the last one.
Even at the worst of times.
Even at the worst of times. And I saw the last one, and I've never seen you live before, but I was wowed because I don't know whether it was pretty bloody energetic, and I don't know, was that to the
Which one did you see?
The last one.
The last one, yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I think it's the crowd that gives us that energy. The crowd yesterday was amazing. I didn't expect it to be so, for them to have so much energy. But the crowd was great, so as soon as we got on, I was all about it. I don't know about you guys.
Fun. I mean, it felt really good, and we always try to put on the best show that we can. We tried to. I think part of the show is to do something fun for the crowd too, to get them into it as well. So like from the first song, we tried to send them energy and then send it back, and I don't know.
It was cool. It was a bit of a crescendo throughout the day too. Like you would start with a smaller show. Even if it was an acoustic show, the second one it was bigger, and the last one was definitely like full production, full show. So it kind of like you were like looking forward to that show. Like the whole day would lead to that show. So at the end of it, it was just like, all right, let's give our all. Let's just really get it going.
Yeah, it's cool to see the fans are really receptive to the new material. I mean, the cool thing is that we've actually been leaking some parts of the songs on our website. So people know like the chorus, or they'll know like a part of a verse or the bridge or something. So it's cool to see that they can identify to it immediately. But the reception definitely has been really good. So we're stoked.
And what do you think of London? Because I know it's been a while since you were here last. What do you think of the place?
Love it.
Love it.
London's great. David's got a fun relationship with
gigantic.
Yeah, I'd love to live here if I can afford it.
It's so big, and it's just like it's kind of like New York in a way where even though you keep coming back, you still don't have a whole understanding of the whole city, like where you are compared to where you were yesterday. You know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's so it's in a way it's kind of overwhelming a little bit.
I'm sure if you put something up on the website, there'd be plenty of fans that would be up for a bit of flat sharing with you boys somehow.
Maybe we could figure something out because the British pound is so powerful that our little Canadian dollar wouldn't do us much. We'd have to bunk up with someone.
Flat share, I like that.
Maybe I'll consider starting my own MySpace now, just to get a place everywhere.
Go on Craigslist. I don't know if it works here, but
it does. Oh god, you're asking for trouble now. Did the day yesterday go without incident, or are there any funny, amusing stories?
Funny you would ask, because
using that
it went really well, and then at the biggest show, the last show, technically we had a lot of problems. We had a lot of dealing with just the gear stuff. I think it's because we all had like a lot of shows, and the crew's kind of tired. They've been up since early working on stuff, and suddenly all of our my in-ears weren't working, Jeff's in-ears weren't working either. But it worked well anyway. It's kind of things where we'll play the show and we'll be like, oh man, that was horrible, and then we'll have one of our friends in the crowd be like, really? We didn't notice anything wrong. So I don't think it really matters in the big picture, but it was definitely a day full of trials and tribulations.